First, I've got to do a little introduction here. I live in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, you can ask Carol and Cherry out there, it's probably the only state in the entire union where they have contests for lawn of the week. Not garden, not shrubbery, flat green stuff. Lawn. Those of us who are expatriates refer to this particular habit of getting up at ungodly hours and going out and doing things with high technical stuff to lawns as lawn worship. Those of us who are damn Yankees can't figure out quite why they're doing all this. Those of us who are farther east or farther north than others have a real hard time with this. I sort of wrote this in honor of my poor New Yorker cube mate at work who was totally baffled by the whole concept. Soon to be a major motion picture, double billed with Nature Trail to Hell. We have the Oklahoma Weed Whacker Massacre. Just gather all around me and I'll tell you gals and gents a story about a Yankee boy who had more guts than sense. A sad and tragic story that I swear to y'all is true by the soul of dear old mother and her bestest barbecue. Well, this Yank blew in one day with a job some fancy critter out in New York City way told him was the best thing going. Well, they called him William Robert, and my friends, nobody warned him that here in the big OK we do things a little different. Poor toad sucker. Now William tried to fit right in with all the Sokies here. He changed his name to Billy Bob, he changed to Lone Star Beer. Well, he bought his hats and pickup truck, he bought his boots and vest, and every Saturday morning he'd lawn worship like the rest. Down here in Oklahoma, we do things by our traditions. So come 8 in the a.m. every blessed weekend morning, you better be outside with your spreader and your mower and your weed whacker and lots of beer. 'Cause you gotta work and sweat till your lawn looks just like heaven, kinda like old Oral Roberts put his hands down and yelled, "Grow!" And if you don't show up, or your yard looks kinda puny, your neighbor's gonna figure out you're some kind of faggot prevert, and a stinking pinko commie, and a libertarian besides. Now, Billy Bob done did his best, yep, folks, he really tried, but dandelions kept popping up and all his bluegrass died. Poor Billy Bob had never seen a lawn before, you see, he'd always lived in condos where the landscape work comes free. Well, one morning as the blazing sun beat down upon his head, and Billy Bob was a-whacking weeds, a neighbor up and said, "Say, boy, it looks to me like that there lawn's about to croak." And that's when something deep inside poor Billy Bob's mind broke. Well, he hoisted up his weed whacker, and he gave an awful yell, and he headed for his neighbor like some demon straight from hell. Next thing you know, that sucker'd gone and stripped him to the skin. His clothes was all in little rags, and Bill was off again. He whacked the blue jeans off of every woman, man, and child, just mowed him down like waves of weed. He'd done gone purely wild. They called the cops, the sheriff, and the entire National Guard, but nobody could catch him, though they all tried really hard. Well, you see, the sheriff said to old Dan, rather on the scene, he may have been a dip before with a brain bout like a bean. But now that he's gone psycho, it's the great unwritten rule that he's so smart he'll make a lawman look a pure darn fool. Well, just about that time, old Billy Bob made his appearance. He jumped out of the bushes with a nasty, evil grin. His weed whacker was going nearly 90 miles per hour, and he headed for the sheriff like a sow goes for the trough. Next thing you come to see, well, there's the Tulsa County Sheriff standing there in front of God and CBS and who knows who, wearing nothing but his boots, and the belt that held his pistol, and his TV tummy toner, and his best Smurf boxer shorts. Well, he vanished up into the hills, still wearing that big grin, and no one knows where he's hid out, but they sure know where he's been. 'Cause now and then some hitchhiker comes running through the brush, wearing nothing but his sneakers and a sunburn and a blush.